get into it because we have a bomber to talk about right now from Fabrizio Romano regarding Savinho.
Live on the show, a live bomber.
So, what Fabrizio Romano is saying, that Savinho not involved in Manchester City trading today. City sources say absences due to illness, as Sam Lee has reported. Fabrizio understands that Savinho has been clear once again this week. He wants to leave and join Tottenham Hotspur. Ben Jacobs also said last night that Savinho is frustrated with the delay and wants to join Tottenham this summer. Spurs have completed their side of the deal and want it close as soon as possible. They are waiting on Man City to approve a move and sort out a replacement.
Finally, something new, something different.
I mean, we've been speaking about this a lot, hasn't he? And I told you, like, guy wants to join Tottenham. There's no Maresca swaying him around this time anymore. They swayed him around last summer. He didn't get the minutes again last season. There is no swaying him around again. Savinho wants to join Tottenham, and he will join Tottenham.
Cantab says he's just got a sore throat. He's just got a sore throat. He is injured. It took a solar eclipse for something to change in this transfer. Unbelievable. I am absolutely delighted. I hope he hasn't got a retina injury staring too close to the eclipse. I hope that's not the problem. I hope he's just pulling out of training because he is desperate to join Spurs. It's about time he put his foot down and started making moves himself, because we've been trying for about a year to get this deal over the line. We're making big bids. We're put all the deal in place. But Savinho has been stuck under lock and key. He's been a prisoner, been forced to play pre-season games.
Free Savinho, man.
But it looks like he has finally put his foot down. He said, look, I ain't coming training. I ain't going to be a Man City player anymore. I am coming to Tottenham. That's where I want to be. And I love to see it. I love a player passionate to come and play for the Lily Whites. Come and put that badge. It doesn't happen that often.
When it comes around, it's brilliant.
But look, this is signs of things moving in the right direction. I think this is clear evidence that this is going to be wrapped up quickly. I don't think he starts doing that unless there are things in the offing. Obviously, last night, a lot of fans noticed on his Instagram, he removed Man City from his bio. That was a little inkling. We know that, you know, players with their social media activity. Obviously, the last big Brazilian player to do that signed a new contract. So I don't really want to jinx that. But I don't think Savinho, he signed a contract last summer, didn't he? So obviously, I don't think he's going to be doing that anytime soon. It looks as though we might be finally getting our man. We obviously heard from SZY last night that De Zerbi wants him in time for Brentford, and I could not agree more, because we are down to the bare bones when it comes to the attack.
We don't want him in time for Brentford. We desperately need him.
Yeah, it's a necessity. Even if it costs an extra 10 million, put it on the table. But yeah, they are talking about a fee now. I mean, start of the summer was 45. Then, you know, about a month ago or a few weeks ago, went up to 60. Now we're talking 70 million. I mean, you know, you were someone who, first of all, didn't want him at the beginning, but then you were saying maybe for 45, but 70.
No, it's not that I didn't want him, but I wanted someone that can get consistent goal contributions, that's proven goal contributions alongside him. That's what I was always saying. And
okay, but what about 70 million?
I think you don't want to hear the rest of what I can say. 70 million is mad money. It's mad money. It really is. But we're in desperate times right now. I think just put the money down on the table and bring him in. Like, as well, I've been watching his highlight reels through his pre-season, and he's looked dynamite, to be honest. He's looked absolutely fantastic. Someone that we can really make big use out of. And with Kudus, who knows when he's going to be back. We just desperately need someone to come in now. So I've always been happy to bring Savinho in. I was excited about him last summer. When the news broke again this summer, I was happy to see him through the door, but I just didn't want him as that number one kind of signing through the door, because I thought we needed guarantee goal contributions, and he hasn't kind of delivered that in the Premier League. So if you can bring him alongside a Cody Gakpo, then that's fantastic for me. You know, that gives you the best of both worlds, because Cody Gakpo brings you that consistent goal contribution. Savinho brings you what he brings you, which is just unbelievable ball retention, dribbling ability, chance creation. So I think if we can get these two deals over the line, they're two fantastic deals for Tottenham Hotspur. And I've said many a time, particularly with Fernandes and Tonali, we shouldn't get too bogged down about the transfer fee. Mm-hmm. You know, as long as we get our man, and as long as it takes us to the next level and takes us forward, that's all that matters at the end of the day. So it is an overpayment, no doubt about it. Tonali was an overpayment. Fernandes was an overpayment. And if we bring him in for 70 million, it's probably more of an overpayment than those guys. But I think he can very quickly, if he fulfills the potential, he'll be over a £70 million player when we're done with him. So I think it's a deal that we have to do.
I agree. I think put the money down on the table. I don't really care about the fee too much. At the end of the day, I was talking about this yesterday on the update I did last night. With the sales we're now set to get with Spence and Romero, we are now nearing potentially the £200 million mark in sales already this summer. Our net spend is actually relatively low at this current point in time. There could be more sales. There could be Sarr, Vicario, there could be Bergvall, there could be maybe Bentancur, there could be one of Richarlison, Solanke, maybe both, maybe neither, but it could be one of them as well. So we could be getting, an extra 50 million, maybe even more through the door. So at this current moment in time, our net spend is around 50 million. So we could spend an extra 200 to 250 million in this window, absolutely no problem, without batting an eye. So if we overpay for Savinho, we could still. It shouldn't really hamper too much our ability to go out and push the ball out for other attackers if need be. So I'm not too bothered. Plus he's young, he's 22, he has resale value. If it doesn't work out too much, you can still probably get a half decent fee for him or get some money.
Your money back, I tell you that.
Look, you can still get some money for him if you probably get 30 million or whatever it is down the line if things don't really work out. I think he offers something that our squad desperately needs, which is excitement, taking people on, creating space, just as someone with the ability to be confident every time they get the ball, not do what Brennan Johnson does, which is shape up your fullback and pass it back and then kill the move. Someone just to cause chaos. Even if he puts a cross in and it doesn't end up in a goal, it just causes problems for the defence. It makes the defence, have to clear the ball, and all of a sudden you can pounce on it. So I think he would be a phenomenal asset for me. I've always thought, even when I've seen him for Man City, I've personally always been very impressed with him. I think at 22, I think his decision-making needs work, and no doubt about it, he's not the perfect player. But at 22, there's a lot of players who are very similar to him, exciting, clearly very talented, clearly very good, but just not quite refined, not quite need a few little bits. And then, once they get that decision making, and once they refine those things, they become unbelievable players. I truly believe Savinho is going to be in that camp. I think, given a few months, given a year, a couple of years, his decision making will improve, because I think he's a clever player. I think he's a phenomenal talent. I think the Tottenham fans are going to love him. I think once you see him in a Spurs shirt and once he starts playing, any Tottenham fan who had any doubts about him are going to be like, why did I even question this? I think he's going to be phenomenal for us, and I think he's going to be such a great asset for the team. Imagine him and Kudus on either wing just causing chaos. It's going to be a problem for oppositions. Yeah. I really believe that.
Do you think that there could be a situation, maybe even early on in the season, if we can get Kudus back on the pitch, where Kudus plays through the 10? Because I've seen those suggestions from Ali Gold saying, maybe Kudus might be through the 10 in the early stages because, nursing Maddison back and all this, or Kudus needs to be nursed back himself. But the idea of Kudus through the middle, Savinho on the right and Gakpo on the left.
If we can get Gakpo, for now it'd be Tell, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
For the start of the season. I still think that's a pretty exciting three. Obviously, the number 9 needs replacement, but I think that definitely is something I would be on board with. I think the only worry I have with that is De Zerbi loves his players to be connected, to be able to be passing and moving, sharp little passes, little interchanges. I just worry a little bit if it's Tell, Kudus and Savinho all together on the pitch. It's like, is everyone just going to be trying dribbling? Is there going to be any connection? Everyone doing it for themselves? But if he can get that, if he can coach that into them a little bit, and then when they have the chance to turn and dribble, they each do it, it could be frightening. I definitely think in games against sides that are leaving space, and even, to be fair, in games against sides who go man-to-man, you've got Kudus and Savinho who can both turn you on a sixpence and beat you. All of a sudden, if you're man-to-man and you've got Kudus and Savinho facing them and they're beating you, that opens up space left all over the place. I think it could be a really dangerous combo.
Absolutely. If you have both of them on the flanks, no fullbacks is going to want to come up against Spurs, because we've just got two absolute dribbling demons, one-on-one demons on either side. What I would say about Savinho, though, is it going to take him a while to bed into Spurs and to really see the best out of him, or is he a player that can come in and just straight away hit the ground running? Because we need players that can come in and just kind of hit the ground running, don't we?
I don't think he's going to need. Obviously, to become the best version of himself, that's going to need time. But I don't think he's going to come in and need too much time to adjust to how we play, because I think De Zerbi is a very good coach, and I think De Zerbi, and I also think the type of player he is, he's not going to need coaching from De Zerbi to take people on and cause problems. Obviously, he's going to have to know where to stand and all these different things, and what exactly De Zerbi wants from him. And obviously, that's going to take a bit of time. But I think immediately he's going to come in and make an impact 100%. I'm not sitting here saying he's going to come in and score a hat trick or he's going to get loads of goal contributions straight away, but he will make an impact. You will notice him on the pitch for the positive impact he is making on the pitch. So I don't think he's going to need, personally, I don't think he's going to need tons of time to just bed in and then, like, you know, maybe in 3 months' time he'll start like beating players. I think that'll happen straight away.
What's another kind of exciting prospect as well? We know that wingers in a Pep Guardiola system, very rigid, regimented. In De Zerbi, you know, they get so much more freedom. And I think a player like Savinho, he needs that freedom to really thrive. And that's why I think his game will get taken up to a new level at Tottenham Hotspur, because he'll just be given the license to really show off his talents and really show off what he's really good at. At Man City, obviously, he was given a license to show that off, but he wasn't really given the freedom, you know, what he maybe needs and needs to flourish.
Yeah, I think obviously he's had some top players in his way. They've signed Semenyo, Doku. When you're going for the title, I think Savinho offers something good, but it just obviously at that kind of level, he was just falling short a little bit. When you have Doku and then they signed Semenyo, you've got the likes of Foden there who can play on the wing. They have some top players there, so he had a lot of competition. But I always thought when he played fairly well. I don't think he massively struggled. I just think he needed a bit of refining, and he wasn't quite at the level of the other wingers just yet to guarantee himself the starts that he maybe thinks he should be getting. I thought when he first came in that first season, he was starting game week 1. I thought he was really exciting. I thought for his first few months he was brilliant, and I thought, wow, what a player City got here. I remember against Arsenal, I played them at the Etihad, and he got this brilliant assist. He like spun Calafiori, and he played an inch perfect through ball to Haaland, who ended up scoring. And I was like, wow, this player, even in the big games, you know, he's young, new to the Premier League, but look at him go. Now, with all young players, it can happen. They either whether full confidence or they lose their rhythm a bit, or they can go through ups and downs. And I think maybe that happened with Savinho. Obviously, it's a big club. It's a big step up as well from Granada, where he hasn't had that kind of middle step. So I just think he needs love. I think, yes, De Zerbi's system will suit him more than Pep's as well. And I think he just needs to have the trust of the manager. You're my winger. I believe in you. You're going to be my guy for the season. And I think the sky's the limit for him. I really think that.
Yeah, look, you say he was playing well, but the reality is that when we saw him go to Man City from that unbelievable season at Girona, probably one of, if not the best player in La Liga that season, definitely one of, I wouldn't say the best, but, you know, we expected massive things from Savinho. We expected him to be a goal and assist and get them regularly, you know, goal contributions, and that never really happened. Obviously, he got 8 assists in his first season, but only got 1 goal. Last season, 1 goal, 1 assist. So he hasn't really fulfilled the potential as of yet. With the reputation that he had coming from Girona. Yeah,
it's true, but sometimes you just got to use the eye test. And yes, it's all well and good looking at stats. And I, for one, I'm not sitting here saying stats are useless. But the eye test is also useful. You just watch him and just watch him and tell me he's a bad player. Tell me he can't be an unbelievable player for us, and tell me he can't create chances and take people on at will. Obviously, when he was at Girona and he got 10 goals and 9 assists, he was absolutely phenomenal. And people, when he signed for City, like, wow, maybe, you know, that he can take it on to the next level. But he's still a young player. You know, you can still go through ups and downs, and maybe he didn't live up to the hype early on. But I, for one, what I saw personally is a 20-year-old winger who came to the Premier League and is 100% good enough to play at this level. He wasn't struggling, you know, taking fullbacks on and everything like that. He was beating fullbacks with relative ease and getting to the byline and getting cutbacks, getting those crosses in. I think his decision making needs work, but I think his technique with crossing and stuff like that is pretty good. I think I see a player who yes, he has kind of weak shots, and that's something that maybe is a major flaw to his game. His shooting isn't particularly amazing, but I still see a player who's we saw in Girona, who's capable of scoring goals. So, yeah, it's you go to Man City, it's a massive jump. Some players don't make the jump, and he didn't quite do it. But I wouldn't say, when I watched him, I don't think he was a massive flop who was rubbish. I just didn't see that. That's not what I saw when I saw him play. Obviously, he didn't live up to the real hype of him becoming that 20-goal assist player in that City as he was at Girona. But I still saw a very good player who, for me, it's more than potential. I think he can do it right now. I really believe that. Maybe not to his very best. I think that might come a bit later, where he's the guy who's getting 20 goal contributions a season. That might come in a bit. But as a guy who can come on the wing, cause chaos, and cause problems for the opposition, and really someone De Zerbi can use straight away, 100%. He can do that.
I think what's great is just we finally see a bit of light at the end of the tunnel, to the end of this long drawn out saga. So hopefully soon the Daily Savinho will be no more, and we can start actually talking about Savinho in that lily white, absolutely doing bits on the right or the left, wherever it may be, for Tottenham Hotspur and Roberto De Zerbi, and I can't wait to see it happen. So look, the news, if you're just joining us, that Savinho not pictured or not in training at all for Man City today, and he has reiterated the fact to Man City's hierarchy and Maresca that he wants to leave and join Tottenham Hotspur. So I see an end in sight, and I think this deal is just around the corner now. I really do.
I think we could get Here We Go by the weekend.
Maybe even today. Here we go today?
Maybe. Oh, here we go again. The more you say that, the less likely it happens.
But let us know your thoughts on this Savinho deal in the comment section below. Are we finally going to get our man? It's been over a year in the waiting, and it looks as though it could finally happen. A couple of